Morning. A lot of things happening around here. Good on my end, and hopefully it'll help you find some better content. Looks like we're going to be able to do a little traveling Saturday. Fingers crossed, like we'd planned, but weren't sure about. I've had a little hitch in my get along since about Thanksgiving, so I've been laid out kind of flat. And that doesn't help you, doesn't help me, doesn't help Garth, who happens to be sleeping on the floor again today. So if you hear any interruptions, I'm gonna, apologize ahead of time. This when I got those shots yesterday, this is gonna bring us to a point here in just a little bit of what my wife made about after watching my last video. The shots, I'm not gonna lie to you, they hurt like hell. And kind of like pardon my French, a cowboy getting stuck in the ass with a hot branding iron mid-July. Yeah, that kind of ow. So, to my wife's point now, which is going to bring us to the topic of the day down the road as well. My wife thought in the last video, I had to censor out quite a bit of profanity because, I'm not going to lie again, I use it quite a bit. I try not to when ladies and, children, small dogs are present, but it happens. I'm guilty of it. But my wife, anyway, thinks, her thoughts on profanity is it pretty much belongs in the toilet, and insert profane word here, but not gonna. No, not gonna. I'm gonna blame a lot of it on, I've worked around sailors and convicts most of my life. Really, really, truly have. Great bunch of characters, a lot of them. And I've hung out in my share of beer joints, taverns, saloons, pubs, whatever they're called in your part of the world. And I'll be honest, apparently I'm not the only one that swears in the world. There's quite a few famous people and such that have been known to sling out the verbiage of the profound every now and then. And I'm not talking the intelligent kind. I'm talking the slinging kind. Yeah. And I did a little research on it. There were quite a few famous people that used the F-bombs and such. So I'm gonna read a few quotes here from some of the ones I found kind of interesting or humorous for the day anyway, and without getting into, once again, the profanity of it. Johnny Carson, I don't know if any of you out there are old enough to remember besides me and, most of my dead relatives that are, been gone for 30 years. A guy by the name of Johnny Carson, late night host now, I'm sorry, you can argue it all you want, but the guy was the best. Legend, and that's enough said. And his guests, what a slew of great guests. They don't make people like that anymore. Anyway, Johnny Carson once stated that never use a big word when a filthy little one will do. Ponder that for a minute. Yeah. Because to me it makes a lot of sense. And then we're going to get to Mark Twain. Love Mark Twain. Been to Hannibal quite a few times. Love that town. Would like to actually move there, buy some property, or do something there someday. That's something for another story. But, and yes, I am reading off my laptop some of these quotes because, that doesn't work as well as it used to. But anyway, back to Mark Twain, one of my favorite literary greats and a great witicist, great with sarcasm as well. And one of his that I found about profanity was, under certain circumstances, profanity provides a relief denied even to prayer. And, just because you think God ain't listening, when you're swearing, He is. But on the other hand, it doesn't hurt to swear and get all that out. So, um, without making a mockery of, prayer and well, using profane words, he also had another one. Changed subject here, got sidetracked again. That happens quite often if you've been around here long enough watching, which apparently still 19 subscribers now have been. Thanks, everyone. Anyway, back to the subject of Mark Twain and another hilarious quote I kind of found from him too. There was one that I don't know, I can't remember how it went. And I didn't write it down because, well, I'm an idiot. But it was something about everyone needs a room to swear in their house. And then it said da 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 something after that. But I thought that was a great idea, and I have one here. My wife calls it the toilet. Yeah. Anyway, and speaking of Mark Twain, well, we could probably get off, the profanity for just a little bit, let everybody's head shrink back down to normal size. Well, we got a new creation here the other day. We bought it on Etsy. Why, I don't know, because I was surfing the web, I guess. It's it's a wood-shaped cigar from Humboldt County, California. It's made out of redwood, and you can smoke tobacco, ganja, if anybody even does that anymore. Wink, wink. Or you can smoke pipe tobacco in it. And just found it interesting. I thought it might travel well. And, I just like the thought of it. And the reason I'm smoking this today is I've had it for a while now, but Mark Twain, most pictures of Mark Twain, he's got one of these stuck in the old kisser. And although he did like a pipe, and he did like scotch a lot, which I'm thinking about doing a whole video on Mark Twain and scotch coming up because I read some really cool stuff about that today. Anyway, this is the first time I've smoked this. I will, as a kind of a critique here, I guess, it's got a little bit of the wood around where you obviously put your lips to, suck. It tastes a little bit woody right now. I'm hoping in time and a little bit of pipe smoke around and some, slobber, it'll start tasting a little better. But I tell you what, it does smoke well. It's a pretty small bowl. Probably last, I think, the first time I really smoked it here to test it before I got on here, made a fool of myself, which I can do rather well without the assistance of this. Yeah, it lasted probably 10 minutes, so not a bad smoke. You got to light it a little bit more, but luckily my this black lighter I have that still hasn't failed me, is it packs the pipe, so it's a multi-purpose tool right now. Sorry, I meant wooden cigar, fake cigar, whatever you want to call it, but not a bad little smoke, if I don't, I don't say so myself. As I said, the only thing that I find, right now that I'm hoping gets a little bit more appealing is around the end of it. Oh, and another, I just glanced down at my laptop here. I wrote this as well to remind myself. I found an unknown, and maybe somebody knows who it is. If it is, please tell me because I'm dying to know. And maybe it's just a meme off the internet. But anyway, this is how it goes. I'm fluent in 3 languages: English, sarcasm, and profanity. I think that's awesome. And as if you've been watching this channel for even a little bit, you'll get that I'm pretty good in all 3. Maybe not English all the time, but that comes with the territory. My wife likes to say that I'm a work in progress. It's taken a long time, but enough with that for now. And getting back to some of the things we were talking about earlier, like famous people and quotes and that. Uh, Found out also, I was looking up women that swear quite a bit. And of course, we all know if Janis Joplin, I think, she liked to drink, and she could toss the F bomb around like a good sailor as well. And apparently, I didn't know it, but she was arrested in 1969 in Tampa, Florida, for doing that while she was playing there at a gig. Yeah, hauled her off to jail for F bombing the police that apparently were, well, they weren't handling her fans and her $5 ticket purchasers very well. $5 back in the day. Can you imagine seeing Janis Joplin for $5? Wow. And but maybe Florida's just that way, because that same year they arrested Jim Morrison. The Doors, the Lizard King, that whole thing. They arrested him as well for I think it was lewd, lascivious acts and inciting a riot. That's probably a whole nother topic, and love to do a thing on that as well, because I'm kind of a Lizard King fan, I'll be honest. Just dig his writing, dig his poetry, and wish I could have went on a bender with that dude, huh? Yeah. Anyway, and those two are going to bring us to the last part of the profanity thing here today. A little bit more here. What do I think about the swearing in music anymore? I about fell over dead the very first time, and I was just a young whippersnapper, because you didn't hear profanity on the radio when I grew up. And when I heard Johnny Cash sing A Boy Named Sue and that certain word came on there, I about fell over dead. In fact, I'm not so sure that my mother didn't cover my... No, I'm just kidding. My mother didn't swear much either, so I gotta apologize to her, I guess, too. Sorry, Mom, but, things happen. Anyway, the my whole point of the swearing in music thing, I believe in the First Amendment, I believe in freedom of speech, but I also believe there's a certain line that we have to draw as people to maybe not cross that line. This is like probably the kettle calling the pot black, but it's the truth. I think it's probably a lot of our society's problems. Just glancing through some of the profane things in music, there was some dude, and I don't remember what genre of music he was in, but 2,147 swear words on like 3 albums. I mean, what is that? Is that how you're selling your music? Because to me, that doesn't seem like it's probably very talented. Um, I don't have a problem with throwing the hell, the damn, the occasional F bomb, and you have to get carried away with it. I mean, I realize there's rock bands, and I realize, kids eat that stuff up just because, rebellion at that age. But some of the things that men say about, uh, women, the police, the just people in general. It's not only men saying these things in their lyrics and in their music. Some of the ladies are doing it too, and call me a prude or whatever, but I don't need to listen to that. You don't have to sell me a song by doing that. So as I say that, I'm going to try to work on myself and my swear words in public. And hopefully maybe the rest of you can think about working on it in the lyrics you're writing and the music you're selling. I guess that's all I got to say about profanity for the day. We'll call this video Humoring the Wife. And, it doesn't always hurt to try to change one's ways a little bit. So for now, hasta luego, and I'll catch you in the next one with a little less profanity.